All right, so for today's lesson, we are going to take a look at lesson 8. So we're going to look at confirming algebraic expressions or equations, excuse me. All right, so remember yesterday when we looked at 1 and 2 step equations, we wanted to confirm to make sure that x or our variable was equal to a certain number and that it held true for the equation. Today we're going to look at our multi-step. So we haven't got quite into solving multi-step equations, but we're going to look at when we have a multi-step equation and we have a solution, just confirming that that value is actually a solution. So by the end of this lesson, you'll be able to confirm algebraic equations, solutions to linear equations in one variable. All right, so the first thing I want to take a look at is defining what a linear equation is. All right, so looking at the examples that are listed below. So you've seen a lot of equations from 1 step to 2 step. Looked a little bit at multi-step, having solved them. But taking a look, we want to be able to define a linear equation in X. So looking at the examples here, see if you can come up with your own example of a linear equation in X based off the examples in the table. All right, so taking a look here, there are various ways that we can define this using various words similar to when we translate and evaluate expressions, or excuse me, just when we translate expressions. But looking at linear equation in X, we can say, all right, so taking a look at this, we can say that a linear equation is X is a linear equation or an equation showing that two expressions are equal and can be written in terms of X. All right, and what we mean by in terms of X is, remember what we talked about before, X represents that unknown. As you get further with the equation, sometimes they use X, sometimes they use other variables, but for the most part, they will be using X as your variable. So a linear equation is showing that two expressions are equal, but we're doing it in terms of X. All right, we can also say here, if you look at the first two examples with x plus 11, or excuse me, 5 plus 3 equals 8, it's also showing that two expressions are equal. So we can also say that a linear equation, especially once we start plugging in, we can show that two linear expressions are equal. All right, and we get more into that when we look down at the discussion questions. So consider the following equations. Which are true and how do you know? So this is where we get the two linear expressions are equal. So looking at what we're given on the right and what we're given on the left. Remember, equations, we are balancing them, they are equal. So looking at 4 plus 1 equals 5, 6 plus 5 equals 16, and 21 minus 6 equals 15, and 6 minus 2 equals 1. So I want you to take a few seconds to pause the video and collaborate with your elbow partner on which ones are true and how you know. All right, so now that you've taken a look, I'm just going to draw an arrow and go ahead and simplify these. So we have 4 plus 1, which equals 5. 5 equals 5. 5 plus 6 is 11 plus 16, or equals 16, so we know that's not true. 21 minus 6, when we subtract 21 and 6, we definitely get 15. So that's 15 is equal to 15. And then we have 6 minus 2, which is going to give us 4 equal to 1, which is not true. So the first and the third one are true because you're showing that they are equal. So for this one, I accidentally wrote the expression again. So we have 15 is equal to 15. All right, so similar again to yesterday, how we took our value for X and plugged it back in, or replaced it with our value to see if our equation held true. All right, now we're going to look at some examples, and we're looking at a multi-step equation. So those examples we looked at, we gave you expressions on each side. Now we're going to look at when we have equations on each side, meaning that we have variables, whether it's on both sides, whether it's on one side. All right, so it's saying, is 4 plus 15x equals 49 true? All right, looking at this statement as it is, can we say, since there's a value or an unknown value of x, can we say that this equation is true? Off bat, no, we cannot. We can look at it and say it's possibly true depending on your value of x. All right, so let's look at the second part of it. It says, what if x equals 2? All right, so it's telling me with this equation, I have 4 plus 15. Instead of writing the x, I'm going to put 2 equals 49. Now I'm going to go ahead and simplify my left-hand side. So again, bringing back those order of operations, I'm going to multiply my 15 and my 2 to get 30. And then my 4 plus 3 to get 34. All right, we can see that this is not true because 34 will not equal 49. So looking at this expression, x equals 2 is not a solution. All right, so this will definitely come in handy when we are solving multi-step equations because, again, we have more steps. So we just have to make sure that we double check ourselves. A little bit easier when we're working with 1- and 2-step equations. All right, let's take a look at example 2. Example 2 says, here's a linear equation in x. 8x minus 19 equals negative 4 minus 7x. Is 5 a solution to the equation? That is the equation true when x is equal to 5? So just like we did before, we're going to go ahead and plug that in. So everywhere I see an x, I'm going to plug in 5. So we're looking when x is equal to 5. So I have 8 times 5 minus 19, negative 4 minus 7 times 5. So again, we're going to simplify each. So I'm going to start with the left side. I know that 8 times 5 is 40 minus 19. Still going to put my equal sign because, again, equations are balanced. 40 minus 19 is going to give me 21. On the next side, I have negative 4 negative 4 minus 7 times 5. So I have negative 4. 7 times 5 is going to give me 35. So minus a 35. And then we're going to get a negative 39. So looking here, we can definitely say that x equals 5 is not a solution. And why is it not a solution? Because it does not hold my equation true. I'm getting 2 different values on the left and the right side. All right. So I just have 2 more examples that we're going to look at. So I want you to pause the video and I want you to try these 2 examples out. Example 3 gives you a fraction of 5 over 4. So we're looking at, is it true when x is equal to 5 over 4? And then for example 4, we're looking at when x is equal to 6. All right, so here let's take a look. We can definitely simplify this. So think about when we simplified expressions, or you could leave it the exact same way. Either way works. We can go ahead and distribute that 3 to the x. So we have 3x plus 27. We see here that we have 2 variable terms. So we have 4x and we have 7x, which gives me 11x minus 7. Again, you could totally go ahead and plug it in as is. You can leave it as is without having to simplify, but it makes our life a little bit easier. All right, so when x is equal to 5 over 4, we have 3 times 5 over 4 plus 27 is equal to x times 5 over 4 minus 7. All right, so from here, remember we can make 3 a fraction by putting it over 1. So 5 times 3 gives me 15 over 4 plus 27. And then 11 times 5 gives me 55 over 4 minus 7. All right, so we have to do a little extra work. So over here, I'm just going to draw a little arrow. So remember, when you are adding fractions, you have to have common denominators. All right, so we know our denominator is 4, so we have 15 over 4. To get 27, a denominator of 4, we're going to multiply the numerator and denominator by 4. Remember, we can put that over 1. So we have plus 108 over 4, which is going to give me 123 over 4. So that side simplifies to 123 over 4. Over here, we're going to do the exact same thing. So we have 55 over 4 minus, so 7 to have a denominator of 4. I can put it over 1. Multiply both the top and the bottom by 4 and get 28 over 4. which is going to give me 27. Once I simplify that, 27 over 4. So rewriting my expression again, and sorry for all of the arrows and spacing, I have 123 over 4 is equal to 27 over 4, which again tells me that 5 over 4 is not a solution. All right, and for the last example that we're going to look at, again, we have negative 2x plus 11 minus 5x is equal to 5 minus 6x. Again, I'm going to simplify that left side. So I have negative 2x and negative 5x, which gives me negative 7x plus 11 is equal to 5 minus 6x. So we're going to plug in x for 6. Plug in 6 for x, excuse me. And then go ahead and simplify each side. So we have 7 times 6, which is a negative 42, plus 11. All right, negative 42 plus 11 is going to give me a negative 31. Then I have 5 minus 36. 5 minus 36 also gives me a negative 31. So for this one, x equals 6 is a solution because we get 31 is equal to 31. All right, so now what I want you to do is complete exercises 1 through 3 and 5 through 7 on page 65 and 66. You can work with a partner and have me check. Once I have checked that, then you will work on page 69, which is your exit ticket number 1 and 3. And then from there, work on the problem set if you finish all of that. Now I want you to summarize what you've learned from this lesson today.